Yeah, hi peeps, it's Tersse back in the old squat box once again. I'm going to be talking about Bowie Birdahl. I think, I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but the US citizen, ex-soldier. Well, he's supposedly still a soldier, but he's soon to be an ex-soldier. He got returned. You got a POW back, and you released 5 POWs. Horrible, apparently horrible fucking men. And I think, yeah, Taliban. And as far as I'm aware, the Taliban aren't actually on the Americans' list of terrorists. Al-Qaeda is, but apparently not the Taliban. They're not seen as terrorists since the Taliban has never attacked America. They used to be part of the government in Afghanistan before America invaded, in order to push the Al-Qaeda, who were being supported by the Taliban, out of Afghanistan. Then America went and invaded Iraq and spent 10 years and $3 trillion fucking dollars wasted there in that fucking fight, and another $1 trillion in Afghanistan for 12 years. And I'm thinking, yeah, so America isn't actually negotiating with terrorists because Al-Qaeda aren't on the Americans' terrorist list. So why are the Republicans getting all fucking up in fucking arms? More to the point, why is Chris Matthews on MSNBC so fucking adamant and so partisan about this being a bad fucking thing to get an American soldier back, who's been held, by the way, for 5 fucking years? And the chance arose to extract this American soldier who's been held in custody by the Al-Qaeda, not the Taliban. No, sorry, reverse that. Been held by the Taliban, not Al-Qaeda, who are the terrorists. And if he'd been held by Al-Qaeda, he'd probably been dragged into a square somewhere in some town somewhere, had his head chopped off, and that video would be on YouTube right now. You know what I mean? That didn't happen because the Taliban aren't, terrorists. They don't see that it was going to be a coup politically for them to do that to him. They kept him alive, and they always kept trying, over the last 5 years, they've always tried to make some kind of deal to get some of their people who were being held in Gitmo released. And since these 5 guys being POWs and not terrorists, with no charges against them, couldn't be taken to court and charged with anything, in 12 months' time, when America decides that the war in Afghanistan is over, they would have to release these 5 guys anyway. You would have to return the prisoners of war after the war's over back to the country of their origin. They're actually supposedly going to spend a year in Qatar, which is when the war will end. So they're going to be there until the war in Afghanistan ends, and then they can go back to Afghanistan from Qatar. And you got your soldier back immediately. He can return to America immediately. He doesn't have to stay in Germany in a fucking hospital for a year. He comes back to America. And no matter what you think of what he did, whether he walked out, whether he was he went AWOL, or whatever you think of what he did, all these bad things, he worked with the enemy, whatever, the fact is, you don't leave your men on the field of battle. If they're dead, you go out and recover the bodies the best you can. If they're captured, you do your best to retrieve them. I think America, through Obama and his administration, has done their best. They recovered a soldier, their last soldier that we know of held in captivity. And I think that it's a good thing. I think that is what other soldiers expect. Whether he went AWOL or left his post, that's something for the army to deal with. It's not something for people to talk shit about. Chris Matthews. And when, well, you see this clip when he's talking to another MSNBC reporter. He's got his own show in the morning, just before or just after Morning Joe. Chris Matthews has been so fucking partisan and so angry about this, and I'm thinking, what the fuck's up with you, Chris? What the fuck? You got an American soldier back, and the fact that there's maybe some cloud over the soldier's service. You can't just sit there and spout shite that you read off of the fucking internet. You know, you just can't. You can't do that without this guy being able to fucking answer for himself. And by doing that, you're no better than Fox News, Chris Matthews. You're no better than fucking Fox News, you fucking ugly little piece of shit. As it pertains to this story. You're an ugly little piece of shit, Chris Matthews. And you should shut the fuck up and let this guy recover, come home, and then say his piece. And then you can work out what the fuck happened. But you can't just take what the right wing is fucking posting all over the fucking place, and every right wing fucking Republican is talking about. You can't just do that, Chris. You can't just take their word for it. Unless you fucking want to, which is what you want, you piece of shit, Chris Matthews. Fuck you, you know. Anyway, I'll show you these two clips. You'll see a point in the clip where I can't remember his name. Is it Dugan's fucking something? Let me have a look. I'll get his name. It's there's a guy that he does the daily around. Chuck Todd, yeah. Right. So Chris Matthews is interviewing Chuck Todd, and then Chuck Todd actually says to him, you know, whoa, hold on, Chris, you know what I mean? I'm not saying these are my personal views, and I am not part of the White House, you know what I mean, administration. I'm just telling you what I'm just reporting to you what I've been told and what I've heard. And Chris Matthews, he was like, fool, you know, you're going to tell me why this and why that, and he didn't know shit. He didn't know what's going to happen to these 5 guys when they go back to Qatar. And he said, oh, it's Johnny come home, and yeah, they showed you all those hugging, and that was them arriving in Qatar, you know what I mean? And they were getting hugged by, you know, their Muslim brothers, you know. Do you know what? After, you know, we've seen one video of the sergeant, Bowie, you know, fucking Picard, I can't remember his name. It looks a bit like Picard from Star Wars, bolted not. But you know, so you see him getting, you know, taken back to the helicopter, you know, and being saved, being brought back to America, basically. Although he's in Germany in a hospital in a moment, but you don't see any photographs of him meeting his family, because it's not happened yet. As far as I'm concerned, his mother and his father should have been flown to Germany to meet him and be there for him, you know. If he's got any brothers, they should have been there to meet him, and there should have been photographs of that shown in America. The arrival home and the meeting of him and his family, and the hugging and the tears and the joy of, you know, him being returned to America. That should have been shown, and you shouldn't have shown the fucking photos of the fucking 5 fucking Taliban fuckers getting hugged in Qatar. That should never have been shown on American TV. You should have shown the soldier being returned, meeting and greeting his family and his friends, and you know what I mean. That's what should have been shown. But no, It's all fucking turned around and bastardised, and it's all, oh, Johnny come home, and it's all these terrible terrorists are all going on. Who the fuck knows? They've been so they've been in jail for fucking 10 years, these fuckers. 10 or 12 years, these 5 guys have been. What the fuck do they know about what's going on in the world? They don't know shit. They're not going to be of any help to their Muslim brethren in fighting the war, because they don't know what the fuck is going on. They don't know the disposition of troops. They don't know fucking what land they hold, or they don't know anything. And it's going to be a year before they can actually, go back there and do anything. So, well, hopefully that's the way that, the deal was. So, what the fuck is Chris Matthews going on about? Anyway, I'll let you see, see my video, and then Chris Matthews, and then the one at the end, the guy that he's got in the studio talking, and he tries to impress on Chris that, these things that Chris has been espousing for fucking, 10 minutes probably won't happen. We don't know. We've got there's no certainty in the world, but it probably won't happen. But Chris is so adamant. He's like, oh no. Oh, these terrible people are going to go back and get in the war again. And how the fuck does Chris know? It's just a fear. It's a fear, And this is the problem with Americans. You fear the worst, and you never think about what's possible. What is the possible best result that could come from this? Not a mention of that anywhere, basically, on the fucking internet or on MSNBC. Everybody's like, oh my god, brains exploding, these horrible 5 people are going back, and they're going to be the downfall of America. These 5 people are going to drag America down into the abyss, you know what I mean? These 5 people are going to destroy America. Is that really what you think, Chris Matthews? Is that really what the Republicans think? These 5 people being released is going to be the destruction of America. I don't know what to say other than it's a complete load of shit. Please stop saying this crap and just wait and fucking see what happens. Let fucking Birdall come out of fucking, his hospital in a couple of weeks' time, and let him speak and let him say his piece. And please stop fucking bothering the family. The mother and father who love their son, they're now Muslims. They're now Muslims because he's got a beard. Is that it? Because he's got a beard, he's a Muslim. I got a fucking beard, I'm Scottish, and I'm an atheist. So, where does that get you? You know what I mean? Fox News. Where the fuck does that get you? You fucking fucktards. It beggars belief, the shit that, gets put on your TV, and you're all sitting listening, and you're all sitting there going, oh my god, these 5 people are going to destroy America. Like it's a big gigantic tumbling bundle of stone, you know what I mean? 3 by 6 fucking kilometres wide, crashing into America and blowing it up, you know what I mean? 5 men got returned home, and you got your soldier back. What the fuck are you complaining about? You did the right thing. You did the fucking right thing. And now it's up to the army to sort out why he disappeared. It's not for the fucking news media to fucking decide. It's not for Fox News. It's not for you. It's up to the army to decide what the fuck happened back then. And they will deal with it. As the army always does. Sanjay fucking va. So I'll put up a couple of clips after this, and I hope you watch them, and please listen to Chris fucking Matthews. I'm sure you'll get a sense of why I made this video. That cunt doesn't know what the fuck he's fucking screaming about. Sanjay fucking va, motherfuckers.
Kerry back in 2004. Kerry was a campaign. Right. No, swift voting is totally misused here. Swift voting is when you make up stories and you misconstrue the evidence from. You don't like the way that John Kerry opposed Vietnam War after he got back and turned it into an attack on his service over there. Totally dishonest. These are questions raised about a guy who left post, wrote letters, sent signals that he was leaving post as a matter of principle in the war effort. And we don't know what's worse here, but the idea is, where's the dishonesty in the portrayal of Birdwell so far? Now, I haven't seen it. What's been misconstrued about him so far? I know there are questions raised. I have those questions.
You're asking me to.
Shut up, Chris.
Chris, I understand. This is not my portrayal. I'm simply reporting to you how the White House is viewing this. Now, there is a part of the White House that thinks, hey, and you've heard it from defense officials, give Bergdahl time to tell his side of the story, and they believe at a minimum that it's been unfair that Bergdahl hasn't been able to give his side of the story, that we don't know his version of events, of the circumstances got him into the hands of the Taliban, and that's why they're calling this a swift vote, that is a one-sided version of events. Again, this is what's happening right now, Chris. This is a big political fight all of a sudden, and everybody is in their corners, the red corner and the blue corner.
A lot of good people in that White House, around the president, didn't want to make this deal, including Hillary Clinton, which is a highly important fact here. Now she's going along with it because she's a team player. And she's got to back the president because he's going to back her when she runs, apparently, obviously. So she was against it. Panetta was against it. The defense chief was against it. The idea that they did this so easily.
Only good people were against it, Chris. Is that what you're saying?
Easy roll, and so many smart people opposed the deal on the Democrat side.
Well, you got to remember the timing of the deal here. In 2011, the reason Clapper, the head of the intelligence, Panetta, and Hillary Clinton opposed this deal because there was concern that these 5 members of the Taliban would have an opportunity to go back into the fight. The reason now that both Clapper and, in this case, Hagel, agreed to go along with this version of the plan, because as the White House has outlined it, these 5 guys are in Qatar for a year. By the time they end up back in Afghanistan, U.S. forces are basically out of the country, and the war is essentially over. That is their rationale of the difference between 11 and today.
Okay, look, I'd like to believe that, but with everything we've gotten today from different sources...
Yeah, well, Chris, just fucking believe it, you stupid cunt.
They're hanging around with each other. They're in direct contact with the Taliban. They're in the Taliban.
How do you fucking know what they're doing?
Put in some kind of timeout for you, like in grade school. They're not in any timeout. They're already collaborating with the enemy. They are the enemy. Look at the pictures there. They're back home. Johnny has marched home. They're where they want to be. These are the top commanders. We find out that this guy was the chief of staff of the Army. He wasn't some little guy picked up in the field. He was the head of the Army. The other guy was the top security guy, top intelligence guys, top interior minister. These are top leaders that they handpicked, that they wanted back to help their takeover of Kabul. Isn't that clear to everybody?
There is, but there is also another aspect to this. Now, hang on, don't forget, the U.S. government has been trying to start peace talks with the Taliban. Even the Afghan government is trying to start peace talks with the Taliban. At some point, these 5 guys were going to get returned. And there was an interesting comment today from the State Department spokesperson. I've heard this comment, I've heard this rationale behind the scenes. First time I heard it publicly. Spokesperson Marie Harp over at the State Department said, well, we were going to be releasing these guys at some point in the next year. We might as well have gotten something for them. And this is a reminder, Chris, at some point, we didn't have a legal reason to keep them anymore. They weren't being brought up on any specific charges. They were scooped up early in this war, very early, not in the middle of it.
We're still in a war that they are fighting. We may say we're ending the war, but as long as the Taliban is fighting the war, and we're stuck over there in Kabul, and our embassies and diplomatic services and support troops are still there, we are targets of the Taliban.
Right.
How can we say the war's over, let these guys go and back join the other side? How can we say the war's over when it ain't over?
Chris, you're putting me in a position as if I'm somehow part of the decision-making process. I'm not. So I don't.
You're saying it was a settling board. I agree with that.
Yeah, Chris, stop being so partisan, you
prick. These are reasonable questions, and I wish the Republicans...
They're not reasonable questions. You're a fucking cunt.
They love to put everything together. The same little charm bracelet will put everything on. But the fact is, they're going to do it. But I'm still going to say what I have to say. I wonder about this deal.
I'm fucking sure you are, Chris.
On Saturday, and I wonder whether they thought it was just another lousy rollout.
Well, Chris, I guess what I would come back to you on this front is if the war is not over, then they wouldn't have released them. There is this mindset in the White House and in the national security community that the war is winding down. And if you're winding down the war, then at some point you have to do something with these folks that were held at Guantanamo and return them. And you bring charges against them.
We got our POWs in Vietnam. We got our POWs in Vietnam when we got out of that war. When the Taliban gets out of the war, I'll be surprised. Chuck, thank you. A little time for your thoughts about this whole thing.
Yeah, one thing to remember about the Taliban is this is not Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and Al-Qaeda, who we know have attacked the United States. Taliban never came over here and attacked us to simplify history, but it's true. We are leaving Afghanistan. Our legal rationale for keeping these Taliban leaders hostage, keep them in detention, indefinite quote-unquote detention, not permanent detention, but indefinite, that excuse is evaporating. That's why the White House. So what? We're not a war anymore. So you might not think we're out, but most of the American people are not planning for us to get back in.
Parents, you can't poll on this. So we still going to have soldiers over there that will be targets?
There'll be advisors at the most.
Targets.
Well, if you're in Afghanistan, yeah, you're a target. But our main troops are pulling out, and you can't hold. How are you going to keep them, Chris? I mean, you just heard Chuck saying it, and the State Department believes this, the White House believes it, and most of the American people say the sooner we get out, the better.
I would say, I agree with that.
Don't forget.
We're still there.
We still got a man who we have released now from Taliban custody. If he was still sitting over there, this would be a different debate, wouldn't it?
Okay, my problem is this. If any of our Americans now from this day forward get killed over there because of the work of these five guys once they're back in authority over there, whose fault is that?
How would you know if it was the work of these five
I don't
guys?
see the headlines anyway, wouldn't
I
you?
don't see them. Maybe we'll get it by drones. That'd be great. Cancel the act. Parents.
No, let's kill them by
Sometimes
drones,
disagree.
Chris.
Hey, so the Chicago Tribune.